Hello everyone. In this session, let us understand the concept of quantifiers in regular expression. Quantifiers are used to match the multiple occurrences of preceding character or preceding block of characters. Quantifiers in regular expression are used to match the multiple instances of preceding character, one character or multiple characters. So in Java we have, or in general regular expressions, not just limited to Java, we have these quantifiers like asterisk is one of those, plus sign is one of those, a question mark, or we can use the combination of the integers like a minimum iteration or a maximum instance of repetition by using these curly brackets and by using this n and m, where n stands for the minimum number of instances and m stands for the maximum number of instances. So let us look at these characters one by one. Let us say we have a pattern something like this, A, B, C, and we have just a star. So let's begin with the asterisk. What asterisk says in the regular expression, whenever we use asterisk, it repeats the preceding character 0 or more number of times. So for example, if you take a string something like this, str1 abc, will this pattern match the string? Yes, because asterisk says it will repeat the preceding character. Now in this case the preceding character is C. It will repeat the preceding character 0 or more number of times, 0 or any number of times basically. So in this case the C is one time over here in the actual string, and then it will match. Now to check whether a pattern matches a particular string, we will use the matches. There is a method called as matches which we can use to test a regular expression pattern. So in this case, if you do something like str1 dot matches the pattern, and if it returns true, it means this pattern is matching the string, and if it returns false, then it means it is not matching. As simple as that. So let's save this program and execute, and it is saying true. So it means this particular string is matching the particular pattern. Now when we say the asterisk says that it matches or it repeats the preceding character 0 or more number of times, what if I remove the C over here? Because C is the preceding character and asterisk matches it 0 or more. So in this case also it should say true. Yes, when we run the program it will still say true. So AB is also getting matched by this particular pattern over here. So basically C can be 0 number of times, C can be 1 number of times, C can be 2 number of times, C can be 3 or n number of times. Even this particular string also will be represented by this pattern. That's the importance of regular expressions. This particular string also will be represented by this small regular expression pattern. So when we run this program, we will still get a true over here. So that is about the asterisk. Whenever we use asterisk, it will match the preceding character 0 or more number of times. Now what if we put a plus sign over here? When we add a plus sign, it says it will repeat the preceding character 1 or more number of times. Now the preceding character C should be there at least once. So in this case, if you try to run this program with this kind of a string, yes, it will say true, because C is getting repeated multiple number of times. Only difference is the string should have at least one occurrence of C. The preceding character C should be there in the string at least once. So when you run this program, it will still say true, but if you try to remove the C itself, then it will say false. So when we run the program, it will say false. That is the difference in between an asterisk or a plus sign. Plus sign says the preceding character should be there at least once, and asterisk says the preceding character can be there or cannot be there. It's fine. Now let's go to the question mark. When we add a question mark over here, it is actually used as to make something as optional. When we add a question mark, it repeats the preceding character exactly 0 or 1 number of times. So it's kind of making things optional. It will say that okay, the preceding character C can be there or cannot be there, but if it is there, it can be there just once. So question mark is used to make something optional. So in this case, if you try to match it with a string with just AB, yes, it will say true. If you try to match it with a string something like ABC, still it will say true when we run the program. Yes, but if you try to multiply the instances of C over here, then it will say false, because question mark will repeat the preceding character 0 or 1 number of times. So it's as good as we can use it to make things optional. Now when I say these things are used to repeat the preceding character or block of characters, now how do we represent the block of characters in regular expression? To represent the block of characters, we simply use the brackets, small brackets. So instead of one character C, let us say I want to represent some block of characters, something like XYZ. So now this XYZ inside these brackets becomes a block. It's called as grouping. The name is grouping. Now you grouped these XYZ 3 characters together and put them into these brackets. Now as per the definition of question mark, the previous block could be there, previous block could not be there. So this particular string AB will still match this pattern. When you run the program, it will still say true. If you say ABXY, just XY, it will say false, because we need the complete block. If it is there, we need the complete block. If nothing is there, it's fine. Okay. Now in the same case, if you add a plus sign, will it work? Will it say true? No, because plus sign says I need the preceding character or preceding block of characters at least once. So just AB will not be able to satisfy this pattern. So in this case, when you run, it will say false. We have to have that XYZ at least once, or twice is fine, thrice is also fine, and when we run the program, it will say true. That's the difference in between repeating the one character or repeating the block of characters. Okay, and same goes with the asterisk. If you put an asterisk over here, the only difference is you can have XYZ at the end. AB should be always there. Now this is the exact characters. Those should always be there in the string, but whatever is the varying part, for that you can create a pattern and add to create your regular expression. So when you add an asterisk, preceding character can be repeated 0 or more number of times. When you add a plus sign, it can be repeated 1 or more number of times. When you add a question mark, preceding characters becomes optional. It can be there, it cannot be there. It's fine. Now let's come to these 3 methods over here, or these 3 uses over here. When you use these curly brackets, and this n stands for an integer number. For example, over here, if you say something like 3. Now this particular pattern, what does it say is we are looking for a string which starts with AB and which has 3 repetitions of this block. So XYZ, XYZ and XYZ. So when you run this program, it will still say true, because we are getting those exact 3 repetitions of the block over here. If you say true and try to run the program, it'll say false, because when you use the curly brackets and add a particular number over here, it specifies the exact number of expected repetitions of the preceding character or the preceding block. So when you say 2, it means it will match a string which has exactly 2 number of these blocks, XYZ and XYZ. But if it is anything beyond 2 or anything apart from 2, it will say false. It will not match the string. This particular n over here determines or specifies that exact number of repetition of previous character. And if you want to make it inside a range, like for example, okay, minimum 2 and maximum 6, so it can be anywhere in between 2 and 6, both inclusive. It can be 6 also. So it can be now XYZ and XYZ. So any number in between 2 and 6 is fine. So when you run the program, it'll still say true. And finally, when you are sure about the minimum number of iterations but not the maximum, you can just leave it blank. So you can just say true, comma, and nothing. This is important. So what you are saying is, I want to repeat the preceding block or preceding character at least 2 times, and at the max any number of times. So as long as the XYZ over here is repeating 2 number of times, it's fine. At least 2, more than 2 is always fine. So when you run the program, also here it is going to qualify the match. So over here, these quantifiers are used to specify the more than one instances of preceding character, repetition of preceding character or block of characters. Okay, let's do a quick revision. Asterisk, when we use it, it matches 0 or more number of times. Plus sign matches 1 or more number of times. Question mark, just 0 or 1. It's like an option. And when we use the integers inside these curly brackets, it can be used to specify the exact number of repetitions, or the minimum or maximum number of repetitions, or just the minimum number of repetitions, and maximum can be anything over here. So this is about the quantifiers, and we'll talk about some more things about regular expression in the next session.